You should really buy this house because this is a really safe and quiet neighborhood.
Realtors aren't supposed to talk about that. We can direct you to look at criminal statistics for your neighborhood, but other than that, your interpretation of safe and quiet is not the same as mine. We're breaking into fair housing laws by saying it's, quiet, that there's not families with children, things like that. We're not supposed to do that. That's a no. What we can do is tell people to visit at different times of day and see how the activity is on the street and the sounds and things like that.
Great schools, it's a really family-friendly neighborhood.
Can't say that. That would also be a fair housing issue. We're talking about families. Also, with the great schools, my interpretation of a great school may not be the same as yours. Everybody has different needs. It's way too up to interpretation. Can't do it. Won't do it.
One of the other reasons this location is amazing is because it's an easy commute to DC. Oh, sorry, I think that's my other client.
Anybody that ever tells you that is lying. I don't care if you are living in DC because the odds of your office being in the same building are pretty low. So Metro, nightmare. Commuting on the roads, nightmare. All the way to DC from wherever you're going. I've lived in Alexandria and commuted to Alexandria, and it took me 45 minutes on a daily basis. Just saying. What you can and should do is you could have a practice commute where you stay in the area and go from approximately where you want to live to where you plan to work and see how it works out for you. The other thing that you can do is you can go on Google Maps and you can set a departure time or arrival time, and they will give you the average amount of time that it will take you to get to that location. Mind you, that lower number is less likely than the higher number. So it could tell you somewhere between 30 minutes and 120 minutes. So lean more towards that 120 minutes.
I mean, this farm has been here forever, so I don't see any reason why they would be turning this into housing. Oh my God, not again! What do I have to say?
No. We don't know that. We are not fortune tellers. We have absolutely no idea what's going to be built and when it's going to be built. That statement could be true at this exact moment that nothing's planned to be built there tomorrow, but every year in the future, very unlikely that you can state that definitively and know for sure. Zoning doesn't necessarily mean anything either. That can change. All they have to do is apply to the town council, the county board, whoever it is that's in charge of that, and they could accept it.
So don't tell them I told you this, because sellers really need to sell. So they would probably take like $50,000 lower.
Who is this agent representing? Are they representing you or the seller? They are throwing them under the bus so quickly. I don't know what they're going to do for you from their end of things, but it's not so great. Unless they've told you that it's dual representation and had you sign paperwork, you should find out if they're representing the seller or not. Why do they know that? You should be asking some questions. Now, agents are allowed to do this in the state of Virginia, but like I said, you need the paperwork. And also, they're still not supposed to be giving you that information. At that point, they are just taking care of paperwork, and they are not supposed to be revealing information about the sellers that is private to them, and vice versa. They shouldn't be giving the sellers information about you as the buyer either.
Sorry, I'm on Instagram. Oh, you want to take that wall down? I mean, in my experience, no wall is load bearing. You can just do whatever you want.
Last I checked, I do not have a structural engineering degree. Maybe there are some realtors out there that do. However, they're not practicing as a structural engineer when they're in there with you. So they can't and shouldn't know these things. Do they have x-ray vision I'm unaware of? I'm not sure, but I don't, and I'm not going to tell you whether or not there's load bearing wall. Maybe the property brothers can come on out and give us that information, but even they usually require tearing down a wall and then, oh no, it's load bearing.
Oh yeah, sure, we can give you a 2% rebate. It's no problem.
This is a personal decision. 2% doesn't sound like much. Let's start off with how much realtors typically make in a transaction. In our careers, we've gotten anywhere between 2 and 3%. This could always change, but definitely not expected to go in the upward direction. So if I'm getting 2% on the transaction and agree to give you 2% right up front of a rebate, I'm getting nothing. Even if it's 3 and I'm getting 1%, just do the math and figure it out. That's a huge chunk of someone's pay. We're not working for free here. So if someone is negotiating on their own behalf and willing to work for free or next to nothing for you, how good of a negotiator do you think they are? Personally, I don't think they're a very good one if they can't advocate, let alone their own behalf.
I'm just trying to do my job.